It only took 14 minutes, but you tend to type a little faster than they do, so maybe it'll be less time. My goal is 10. Okay, quadratic equation. What did we do in yesterday's Boehringer? What are we doing in tomorrow's Boehringer? Are you surprised that my first thing I'm going to say we need to do today is factor? I need two things that add to give me 2 and multiply to give me a negative 15. Thank you, ma'am. Five minus 3 is 2. 5 times negative 3 is negative 15. So my factors are x plus 5 and x minus 3. Yesterday's Boehringer just said factor. It didn't say solve. Today we actually need to solve. Why do I know that? What word lets me know to solve? Value is one reason I know to solve. Well, there's another keyword that lets me know to solve. Solutions. It looks like solve. We need to solve. Meaning we set it equal to 0. So we set each of our factors equal to 0. So my answers are x equals what and x equals what?
X equals negative 5 and x equals positive 3.
X equals negative 5 and x equals positive 3. And then I'm annoyed because those aren't one of the answer choices. Well, duh, I'm not reading. I need to keep going. We have to decide which of these is A and which of these is B. We know A is less than B. So is 3 less than negative 5 or is negative 5 less than 3?
Negative 5 is less than negative.
Okay, if negative 5 is less than 3, we agree with her on that. Let's write the other. Does it even look right? 3 less than negative 5. No, that doesn't look right. Okay, that means A is negative 5. That means B is 3. Then they ask us, how dare they, to do some more math. 4 times A minus 3 times B. So I'm going to do 4 times negative 5 minus 3 times 3. What is my final answer? Yeah, negative 29, which is A. So if I were you and I guessed, I would have guessed C because the one's repeating and most were negative. But the answer actually is A. Okay, so does that have anything to do with volume? No. Are you expected to be able to factor and then take the factors and plug it in something? Duh. Life's hard. Oh, there's my yellow handout is. Huh, funny. Okay, a water bottle. Remind me, what keyword do I think of when I think of lateral?
Label.
Label. I think of the label on my water bottle. Surface area would be if I'm going to wrap the entire bottle. And then volume is when we fill it with something, like my bottle being filled with water that's spewing out now. So when we fill it, we got to fill the container. Which number should be the biggest? When we fill it with the water, that would be the most, so the volume's going to be the biggest. Which number should be the smallest, the lateral or the surface area? Lateral, because it's just the label, but we're not wrapping the entire thing. So when we get really big numbers today, we should not be surprised. Okay, I'm not even going to read the things above. You can read if you want to. I'm just going to go straight to the formula. Volume equals VH. What did the B stand for?
The base of the... No.
Yeah, the area of the base.
Area of the base.
What did the H stand for?
The height of...
We called it the height, but I like how Toby said the length connecting the two bases. I'm just going to put number connecting bases because I'm out of room. So again, if Grant knows what those letters mean, this formula is easy. But the reason he knows what those letters mean is because we've been working on it all week, so, or at least since Friday. So we're going to do volume equals base times height for both of these problems, or B times H is not base, the area of the base. Okay, what number is the height in my first example?
25.
Number connecting the two bases is 25. So in my height for sure is 25. Are there any questions about why the height is 25 and not 12? Because you know someone in here is going to put 12. Okay, and then for B, we have to find the area of the base. What is our base shape? So what's the formula for the area of a triangle? Okay, so we've got to do 1/2 base times height. My base is 10. My height is 12. So 1/2 of 120. It ends up just being 60. Are there any questions about how I got 60? So I plug the 60 into my volume formula. I need to know 60 times 25. Okay, with volume, because we end up multiplying, it ends up being like length with height. It ends up being centimeters cubed. If you're concerned, you're going to mess up the units. Area squared, volumes cubed. Or, just don't put it at all so I can't count off for it. I'm not going to count off for it if you don't put it at all. I'm going to count off if you put it in and it's wrong. Are there any questions about how we got that? If Grant is being a good math student and he's showing his work for how he got that area, he's showing me that he understands this was the height, I really can't get mad at him if this number is wrong. That means he made a typo in his calculator. If all he has on his paper is the wrong number, there's no points. I just can't. Stop doing that if that's you. You got to chill out. Okay, the next one is a little more difficult. It's probably best to ask ourselves, what is the base shape of our prism? Is the what? The base shape of our prism?
Whoa. Sorry.
And no, I would have said the same thing. What's the base shape of this?
No, it's a triangle.
It's still a triangle. I see two triangles. Triangle in the front, triangle in the back. If you get confused, Lord knows I was when I saw this example this morning before my coffee kicked in. Whichever one were there two of? Only two. If you start counting, I count 3 rectangles right now. There are only 2 bases. Whichever one there's only 2 of. So my base is a triangle. So if my base is a triangle, what is the height then? It would be 15 because it's got to be the number connecting those 2 bases. So it has to be 15. And then I need to find the area of my base. My base is a triangle, so I've got to do 1/2 base times height. However, this one's not as nice as the last example. I know the height is 18. But for the base, if you look at your paper closely, that is an A. It's not a number. We have to calculate that. God forbid we solve another right triangle in geometry. So here's our triangle. This is 18. This would be 30. We need to solve for that bottom. What can we use? Okay, so I'm going to 18 squared plus x squared equals 30 squared. 324? Yeah. 24 plus x squared equals 900. X squared equals something. Say it again. Whoa. 900 minus 324.
Oh, mine.
Okay, and then square root of that. $576. What is the square root of 576? And then why am I mad at you? Because it's a triple. So by the time I solved all that, nobody in the room has recognized that this is a triple. What triple is it? It is a 3, 4, 5. Three times 6 is 18. 5 times 6 is 40. 4 times 6 is 24. A whole lot easier than actually having to show that Pythagorean theorem. It was a triple. You know me, you know I love the triples. It's going to be a triple. I'm sorry, baby. 12 times 18. Or 1/2 of 24 times 18. And then I plug that in. So I saw from my triangle area it's 216. I plug that in. I need to know 216 times 15. Okay, so let's say it all again. For the height, I found the number connecting the two bases. For the B, I had to find the area of the base. My base, you can go to the bathroom. My base is a triangle, so I'm 1/2 base times height. I know my height is 18. I don't know my base. I had to calculate my base by the Pythagorean theorem or by knowing my triples. 1/2 of 24 times 18 was 216. I plug in that for my base. Man. Are there any questions about this? To me, volume's super duper easy. But again, I pay attention in math class. So, whoa. We get to cylinders, and it's volume equals pi r squared h. And you thought the last ones were easy, and suddenly we've gotten even easier. What is the radius in my first example? So my radius is 1.8. Does anyone have a question about why the radius is 1.8? Again, be careful. They could potentially give you the diameter, and you would have to divide that by 2. And then what is the height? It's also 1.8. The height, again, is still that number connecting the two bases. So since my two bases are circles, the number connecting those two circles would be the height. So I need to type in my calculator, pi times 1.8 squared times 1.8. Say it again. I got 18.3. And again, if we've grown up to this point in life where we can read, it says tenth, that means 1 decimal place. So it's 18.3 centimeters cubed. Are there any questions about the cylinder? So far today we did the easy prisms, but potentially they can make you use Pythagorean theorem. And then so far in the cylinders, there's not a thing they're making you use. The only way they can make it simple is to give you the diameter. Okay, what is the radius on part B? So my radius is 8. You're on my nerves. What is my height on part B? 5. So I need to know 64, well, pi times 8 squared times 5. You can type it in your calculator entirely like that. So that's not what I got. I got 5.3. Me too. I got 1005.3. Type it in again. If Grant has shown all of his work and he makes a teeny tiny calculator error, I will count off 1, maybe 2 points. It depends on the amount of work shown. If Grant shows all his work, probably just 1 point. He went from 100 to a 99. It's not a big deal. If you did what you were supposed to do, and you already had your 12-2 and 12-3 skills practice done, great, good for you. Go ahead and do the 12-4, 12-5. If not, Lord knows you got a lot to do. I posted a key on Google Classroom to try to help you, but my God, at some point we have to help ourselves and do math in math class.